Now, the Parliamentary Committee on Information and Communication has announced plans to review existing laws regulating state agencies under the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations. Now, this was reviewed by Committee Chair Dr. Abednego Bandim during a working visit to these agencies. ChannelOne News' Jude Duncan accompanied the delegation and filed this report.
The Information and Communication Committee of Parliament embarked on a working visit to state institutions under the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations. The exercise aimed at providing the committee with first-hand knowledge of agency operations and the challenges they face. The week-long tour commenced with a meeting with the Sector Minister Samuel Nate George, who outlined the ministry's policy direction and updated the committee on critical issues, including the ongoing DSTV pricing negotiations with MultiChoice Ghana.
We've provided insights on a wide range of topics, from quality of service to service availability, issues on the merger between AT and Telecel, our legislative work, the review of legislative work that we're working on, and the DTT infrastructure. One of the key things that we also dealt with was the DSTV issue that was settled yesterday. I think that we've established, and we keep to reiterate, that when it comes to the claim on fast depletion of data, that we're still open to see any evidence of same. Evidence is the name of the game, and so the work we've done shows that people are getting more value for the data. There is no evidence that's been put before us on that yet.
Among the agencies visited were the Ghana-India Kofi Annan Center for ICT Excellence, the Data Protection Commission, the Ghana Meteorological Agency, and the National Communications Authority. The team also engaged with the Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications, the National Information Technology Agency, and the Ghana Domain Name Registry. Other institutions toured include the Ghana Post Limited, the Accra Digital Center, and the Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission. During the visits, the committee revisited the recent standoff between the Ministry of Communication and MultiChoice Ghana over DSTV pricing. Dr. Bandim disclosed that both parties have been invited for further discussions.
It is time for the committee to step in now to invite the two bodies to hear from them and then put a position clearly. I'm going to instruct the clerk of the committee to write to the ministry and DSTV so they can come and state their position. I think the National Communications Authority has to come. It has to do with their regulatory activities here, so we can understand the issues and put this matter to rest. If there is at the end of the conversation, if the committee will have to recommend legislation to guide the pricing mechanism of DSTV activities, we will have to recommend.
At the end of the engagement, Dr. Bandim briefed the media, announcing that the committee will propose a review of current legislation governing these agencies to align them with modern technological trends.
The information and communication industry evolves quickly, and you need to catch up with regulation. Some of the challenges that are being faced by these agencies can be resolved with a regulation. So I'm happy that the two ministers, the information and the communication ministers, are working to review their laws. You understand? All the agencies, their laws are being reviewed. Some of them are 15 years old, 20 years old. They are not fit for purpose again and has to be reviewed. So the ministers have taken it upon themselves, knowing very well that without the legislation, they cannot function effectively. So they are working on legislations, and we'll be happy to have them laid. In fact, when we resume on the 14th of October, some of them will be laid, I'm told, by the minister. He would have taken the committee through the various legislations for members to understand and can be able to contribute effectively when it is laid on the plenary, so that we can have a better, enhanced, effective and efficient legislation.
The Communications Committee of Parliament, we're joined by Member of Parliament for Tyne and a member of that committee, the Honourable Suleimana Adama. Good evening to you, sir. This past week, Your committee has been quite busy visiting some of the agencies under your oversight. What stood out for you during these visits?
Good evening, and good evening to your listeners. I guess every agency that we visited had their peculiar problems.
Okay.
But if you ask me, one thing that really struck me has got to do with two agencies. One of the Communication Ministry, that is the GMET, Ghana Meteorological Agency, and then one is the Information Services Department. That used to be the Information Ministry. Now it's Government Communication.
Okay.
The importance of GMET is so critical. Agriculture, aeronautics, marine, and a lot. When we went to GMET, we realized that some of the equipment, one of the equipment was acquired by Governor Gajesberg, and it's supposed to be to monitor the rainfall pattern. They are very obsolete equipment. Usually when they visit the committee during budget hearing and they talk about their issues, you don't appreciate the issues very much until you visit the facility. So I believe that agency actually needs support.
Okay.
Then when you talk about the Information Services Department, archives, data dating back to Kwame Nkrumah, even to pre-colonial era, we need to digitize them. But they are at the mercy of the weather. They are at the mercy of insects and the rest. When we went there, clearly, if something is not done to those agencies, to those sections of the ISD, it will lead to we losing those data. But generally, the visit afforded the committee an opportunity to have an insight into the workings of the agencies, and also part of our oversight to monitor the money that we give them, how far they have applied the money, and how much we can support them. And then most importantly of their legislations, because some of them, the legislations comes with funding. If you look at one of the agencies like GMET are supposed, we have a law that mandates Ghana Civil Aviation Authority to give part of some revenue to GMET. It is not being done.
Okay.
It needs enforcement. So some of them need legislation that will be backed up with funding. So I believe that this exercise was very positive and is going to lead to high-level engagement with the agencies to see how we can move the ecosystem, the communication ecosystem forward. But if you ask me what stood out, I think GMET and Information Services really struck me.
Okay, so Honorable, you just mentioned GMET and ISD. So how is the committee working to help solve these problems? I mean, next year's budget reading is coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah, so the GMET, one of their issues has got to do with as I said, the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority not giving them every plane that lands in the country, every plane that takes off from our portion, and then some landing costs that pay, a portion is supposed to go to them. It's not being done.
Okay.
So the committee is going to really liaise with the transport ministry and the communication ministers to resolve the issue. And then we are also going to actually push the finance ministry to at least look at these two agencies and other agencies during the budget hearing. We are going to do our part during the budget hearing.
All right. Thank you very much, the Honorable Suleimana Adama. He's a Member of Parliament for Tyne and a member of the Information and Communications Committee.